We have been talking about the seeker alone makes the entire life a celebration. So, after learning and understanding how to treat this path to make the entire life a celebration, we are last last talk, we understand it is very important to help the mind to recognize that you are the most important on the path, not the teacher, not the practices. It doesn't mean that we don't need a teacher to help us, and it doesn't mean that we should not do any practice. The clarity, the moment you become important, not with an egoism, you raise awareness how the mind lives in these five subjective and objective states. And once you have a clarity, you can transition and become a seeker. So Patanjali, in the very first sutra, explains Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Ath means Patanjali says, I'm explaining the journey of celebrating the entire life by to a seeker. Other masters explain differently, but it more or less the result is the same. Their focus is on that the mind is living my life, mind is working on me. Even the sun rises in the same way every day in the morning, but my mind says it's a bad morning, it's a good morning, it's a good night, it's a bad night. So mind is working on us. So that mind is working on us because of the impurities. How the impurities arise? Because of strong likes and dislikes. I like something today. After a few days, I dislike the same thing. So we start changing people, things, places, including objects, items, cars, smartphone. So the marketing company says update and upgrade. More or less, you find the same function. So similarly, we have to upgrade and update this mind with a certain characteristics, attitude. Why? So that we start working on the mind. So the first, these masters, which is known as Vedanta and also the path of the knowledge. So with reference to becoming a qualified seeker, they say that a person is subjected by the mind with the impurities, with vikshepa, with the distractions. The mind is constantly wandering, so I'm not able to know the thing rightly in a right perspective. One, and we are not able to move the mind within to discover our true nature. And the third problem is the ignorance. Ignorance is the incomplete knowledge. Until we tackle these three challenges which causes the mind to work on me, I am a slave of the mind. Seeker knows the mind may enter, may cause a thing or action or a reaction at any point of time and will make me forget the entire journey. This mind should be disciplined and educated. So they say, sadhan chatushtaya, fourfold qualification, fourfold practices. Briefly, you can say the first two are knowledge practices. I have to awaken to the knowledge as taught to us by masters of the Eastern wisdom. So the master asks what we are looking for. We are looking for real self. I'm stressing that word. So in the path of the knowledge, that real self is known as Brahman, not Brahma, the real self. What is the meaning of the Brahman? Infinite expansion, all pervading consciousness. Another name is given Sat Chitanand, absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is our goal. That is the only thing that is real in the entire planet, cosmos, galaxies, personal, professional, social life. So we should get to know what exactly is the real. What will happen then? It will filter out what is unreal. Where it will filter out in my head as a knowledge. Is this the practice? Yes, it's a knowledge practice. Do I see sky? Yes. What is the color of the sky? Blue. Is it really blue? No. So, blueness of the sky is unreal. How do I know it? By knowing what is real. Is there a water in the mirage? No. But I see the water. It appears true, but it is not true. So, that process of separating real from the unreal by understanding different principles of the Eastern wisdom is known as Viveka. Patanjali talks about Viveka differently. Viveka Khyatir Viplava Hanupaya. What is the method? Viveka Khyati, settling the Viveka, the applied wisdom, the wisdom in the mind. The knowledge should be settled in the mind. Understand that. That is the first practice. It's a journey that needs to be properly understood. We have many kinds of wisdom. Dharma viveka, shreyas and preyas viveka, right and wrong viveka, viveka about morality, viveka about ethics. You see that? All the yama and niyama from the Patanjali is covered, but in a very deeper, clear way. So, all these fourfold practices are interconnected, we can say it. Why interconnected? So, when you practice Viveka in your daily life, it will naturally bring to the second step, and that step is known as Vairagya, the dispassion. You have not to force the mind to renounce a particular thing for which you are obsessed. You have to awaken a wisdom in the mind to change that mindset. And that is, you can say, applied viveka is nothing but dispassion. Renouncing, rejecting, negating a particular object and a thing in the world of which you are obsessed will not help you because the mind will blast one day. You are fasting, the mind is singing. In the evening, I will have a food. That is not. I have to allow the mind to be very clear about what is fasting. I have to maintain awareness of the fasting. Then I have to maintain awareness of the food throughout the day the moment I start the fasting. It will cause more problems. That is our second step. We'll talk in detail sometime. Then the third is known as the inner wealth, inner treasures, six inner treasures. We have a diamond jewelry, gold, another precious than the gold, the papers and the documents of the mansion that we own, the car that we own. We keep it in the safe. These are our external treasures in the wealth. They come and go. So the masters are talking about the inner wealth, six inner wealth. Mind is 100% available to you, or it is relaxed. I can give different expressions. First, is the mind 100% available to you while listening to me? You'll come to know by yourself. Or you can say relaxation. The sense organs are not creating a false perception about the object, about the people. In a literal sense, we say withdrawal of the sense organs from the objects. How can I withdraw it? So that is a pointer, but the meaning is different. That is Dhamma. Samadam oparati. Oparate. My master used to say, let the world go to hell. I am in peace. It is not going to the hell in a negative sense. It means I'm not at all or least affected by what is happening outside the world that causes the strong likes and dislikes, pain and pleasure, etc., etc. Well, the mind needs to be disciplined and educated. Still, after having the three treasures and not fully implemented in life, because of my past impression, because of my obsession and strong habit, I have to apply titiksha. Titiksha means bring the mind back. Tell the mind, follow this. But you do it consciously. Then the fifth treasure or a wealth is the Shraddha. The literal meaning is that you listen to the teachers. You should have a belief in the teachings of a teacher coming from the Eastern wisdom for 10,000 years. No principle is ever upgraded or updated. They remain the same because the real self is all pervading. It is one common element. It was the same 10,000 years ago, it is the same now. So once the master says this, do you have a belief in this? No blind belief. You make a project. After 3 years, I'll be a millionaire. Don't you believe it? So believe the principle like this: pending action, pending practice, pending realization. We don't talk about blind belief. And the sixth treasure is samadhana. What happens? You become a seeker. We learned from the Patanjali Yoga Sutra only the fourth state of the mind, known as ekagrata, helps you to succeed in meditation. And meditation reveals the knowledge of reality, and the knowledge of reality puts your entire life into celebration. So, because you are a seeker, you have an intense aspiration to treat that path is known as mumukshu, intense desire. That is how we become a seeker, and the seeker alone makes the entire life a celebration. We have to cover one more aspect.